Popeye the Slayer Man. I am, you know that I love horror. Alan only likes horror when Mickey Mouse is involved, apparently, or
Or
Winnie the
Popeye.
Pooh, or Winnie the Pooh.
I'll see
So,
this.
yeah, so Popeye the Slayer Man. It's you know what, the title is what the movie is. There is it's great. There's an old abandoned warehouse. With on the warehouse, it says Anchor Bay, which might be a tribute to the Anchor Bay Entertainment Company that put out a lot of classic horrors. They put out 700 versions of Evil Dead. I love Anchor Bay, but Popeye the Slayer Man is one of those public domain horror films, of which there's a bunch of those these days, and I like them when they kind of hit the right tone. You cannot take this movie seriously. There's just no way to take this movie seriously. It's directed by Robert Michael Ryan with a cast of people you've seen pop up, so to speak, in other horror films. The guy who plays Popeye is, we learned, an ex-cop, Jason Robert Steffens, who I met this dude. Okay, he's been making indie movies for a long time, and he is built like a brick S house. Okay, big guy. So the only thing I think they added were the forearms, which are very accurate to the design of the original Popeye. And what I want to know, does the movie entertain? From the opening scene in the warehouse, where from the darkness a can of opened spinach rolls into frame, which got a burst of laughter from the audience. There is contaminated spinach at this warehouse. This contaminated spinach has now created the monster that is Popeye. And like a lot of slasher / horror films that I think, like a character like Freddy, in Nightmare on Elm Street, or other horror icons that are like likable because they do good things. They take out the bad people. And that's why Popeye the Slayer Man is something of a hero. He doesn't really know what he's doing, and most of the time he kills the people who really deserve it. In a movie where you'll find splattered heads, broken bones, and some really crazy, dumb deaths that get a burst of laughter from the audience. So it's in theaters and on VOD. I'm recommending it. I had a blast, fun in a theater, and I think it's worth checking out. Again, this is also leading Alan and I to consider, we can decide right now, there needs to be a category at Award This of public domain slasher movies. There's enough movies that, in fact, the Oscars has a rule. If there are enough musicals, you do know there's an Oscar for best musical. If enough musicals are made in a year where they've got 5 that could be nominated, that the Academy does it. If there are, and I believe there already are, enough of these public domain horror films, that will be a category at Award This. But I had a blast, and yes, it was gory. It delivered the gore. So I had a good time. Alan, any thoughts? You saw the trailer earlier.
I saw the trailer. I am definitely going to see this. Do you say it's coming out limited release, or is it coming
limited at AMC? It's at AMC theaters now. Just search the movie.
Okay.
So, and I grew up watching the cartoon, and I will say, like other characters, I don't want to say how, Olive Oil, Sweet Pea may make appearances. You'll see. Bluto is not in it, but Bluto's rights have not come out
yet. Not public domain yet, and I believe
not yet. But
I think you said Wimpy was in the same situation.
Yeah, Wimpy. Although there is a character that's interested in hamburgers, so there might be a little reference. But look, it's fun.
Would he pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today?
He would.
Yes. All right, and so far I have 3 public domain slashers that would qualify at the moment: Popeye the Slayer Man, Neverland, and I Heart Willie. So it'd be we could probably do it.
Screamboat is not out yet. That's
Yes.
Mickey Mouse.
All right,
So
that's 4.
there you go.
So I
All
believe
right.
we have critical mass.
I'm recommending it if you love horror and you like to laugh.